Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, as you can see, I've finished a completion on Act 7, Chapter 3. I did the first 3 quests last night, and I woke up at just a ridiculously early time this morning. Couldn't get back to sleep, so I thought I might as well get up and do the last 3 quests just to get it out of the way and get on there this morning early and give you guys a bit of a run through on which paths I took, which bosses I fought, and if you should do the same or if you should maybe try a different one. Okay, let's get started. So we've got number 1. Just ignore the champs I've got here in my team. So this is the path I took on quest number 1. I'm not going to go over these in too much depth. This path is made for mutants. Massive benefit for using mutant champs. Whenever a mutant attacker applies a debuff to the defender, they have a 40% chance to gain an indefinite prowess buff, increasing special attack by 30%. So the more buffs, more power, the more you hit, harder you hit, all that jazz. I used Archangel a lot for this, but the one person that really brought it home, it was amazing, kind of almost is a bit cheesy, was Sunspot. Sunspot absolutely bosses this path. Really good. So if I was going to have to do that one again, I would definitely use Sunspot. Bosses. There's our 3 bosses. The one I picked was Ultron, as you can see. I used Red Magneto, and he made it an absolute piece of cake. I think 1 special 3 was enough to take that Ultron out. So that was quite an easy one to make to start. This is definitely the easiest path of the lot. So let's go and check out the next one. Okay. So the path I took on this one, Cage Rattler. Whenever a skilled attacker is blocked, they have a 50% chance to passively stun the defender for 2 seconds. The stun chance is increased by 10% for every 5 hits. On the attacker's combo meter, stun vulnerability. I don't even know how to say that. Limber. I just used an assortment of different champs for this one. I used Human Torch, Warlock, Clairvoyant, Nick Fury, and Void. So take that as you will. Not an overly tough path. And then the boss I took, as you can see, was Immortal Hulk. Nick Fury on this one, guys. It was a bit of a slog. It took a long time, a lot of hits and a lot of time, so I wasn't doing much damage, but I still just used Nick Fury and just plowed through with that as well. So again, that wasn't that tough of a fight, that tough of a path. But again, there probably is better champs than Nick Fury with this one. But, he does work. It just takes a lot of hits. And this Hulk isn't that tough of a defender. So I would just, if you've got Nick Fury, maybe just pick Nick Fury, especially if you're used to using Nick Fury, and just plod on until you get it done. Okay, well, moving on to the 7.3. Okay, this one. Rising Sun. The defender is struck. The attacker gains a Fury buff, granting 2.5% attack rating for 25 seconds. Once the attacker has 10 Fury buffs, the additional ones will afflict them with a passive degen. Yada yada yada. Attacker gains no power from landing or receiving attacks. After the attacker uses a special attack, a 15-second timer is started. You guys can read all these. Hard Knock Life, I've seen before. We'll just go through some of the defenders on that one. So you go from Drax there down here. You've got some relatively easy people to fight. Gambit, You go around here by Red Skull. And up this top bit, I chose to swap on this one. I know it's the same one. So you've got King Groot, Magneto. Again, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And then you pop down to this bottom bit, and then I went against Stealth Suit Spider-Man. So, sorry, the champs I used for this path, it was Doom, Clairvoyant, another Clairvoyant, 5 and 6 star Clairvoyants, Nick Fury, and Longshot. So it was really good with some of the Mystic champs on this one. I swapped Doom out for Omega Red for the boss. I used Nick Fury mainly for the boss again. But let's have a quick look at these. Each time the defender is knocked down, what it is with this one, guys, you knock him down, he starts evading. He's got a crazy evade. The only thing I did with this, guys, I just don't knock him down. That's the best, bit of information I can give you for this one. I used Nick Fury again and just absolutely beasted him and just didn't knock him down. So don't do any specials. That's the easiest thing to do. So on to the next one. Seven 4. Okay. This one took me a lot of time to figure out which one was best. I actually started and went down every single path until I found this one. In my opinion, this is one of the easier ones. At least it's more suited to maybe me and my play style. And if you've got these champs. But I chose this one in the end. It's a shock path. So when you shock them, you do loads more damage, etc., etc. So you want to take champs that can shock. So I took Guardian, Human Torch. Actually, sorry, I swapped out Human Torch for the boss. So I took Guardian, Hulkbuster, Black Widow, Deadly Origins, and who else did I take? Can't remember the last one I took. And I took Nick Fury as well. Oh, Dr. Doom. I took Dr. Doom as well. And Nick Fury. This one wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. But you just have to be careful. But yeah, I would definitely take, if you're going to use this one, you need to take some shock, folks. And it does make it quite easy if you do use shock champions. So again, if you come down here, it's not overly difficult champs to fight. So if you follow that round, where are the bosses? There are the bosses. And the boss I picked, there he is, Sim Supreme. This one isn't bad at all. Really easy. Human Torch. Solo him with Human Torch. So what you want to do is he's got protection. So heavy him and just beast into him. Once he gets to the special one, bait the special ones. And then just keep an eye out for that protection to pop up. When it does pop up, it'll say protection. Just heavy him again and just start beasting into him again. He's just a regular Symbiote Supreme. He does get power a bit quicker, but just as soon as he gets to that special one, bait that special one, heavy him again, and just start beasting into him again, and you'll get him down in no time. Oh, shoot, hit the wrong button. So, number 5. This one, I took this Hulkbuster path, and this one benefits Cosmic Champions. So whenever Cosmic attackers activate a special attack, they gain a 40% Fury buff for the duration of that special attack for each unique buff on them. Whenever the defender is struck, they have a 100% chance to inflict a Stifle debuff on the attacker for 6 seconds, reducing their combat power rate by 25% to a maximum of 4. Each unique buff on the attacker reduces the chance of inflicting Stifle by 33%. Now, this was a pain in the ass, this Stifle, because I was getting these stacked up like nobody's business crazy. Every 15 seconds, whichever champion has the least amount of power is fate sealed for 6 seconds. So again, so if you're getting stifled, you're not going to be getting any power, and this is going to be happening to you. Fate sealed, which is a pain in the ass. Every 2 seconds, the defender gains a prowess passive, increasing special attack damage by 50% per stack. And the defender is struck with a stack. I picked this one. I don't know why. I'm not sure if it's the easiest one or not. Probably isn't. But it did have some people on it that I thought would have been quite easy to fight. The only one that was a bit of a pain was Bishop. Just keep an eye out for his special too, because when he hits you with that, you are done for. But bring a load of Cosmic Champions. I brought Cull Obsidian, Venom, Medusa, Nick Fury. I think that was mainly the gist of it. Again, not massively hard. It's just, again, it's just a bit of a slog. I found with this one, I don't know if you guys have or not, that it's so much more reading because there's so many more new nodes. And when it's like this, and I just want to get the completion done, I don't really spend enough time maybe doing the reading because I can't be bothered with it. So I just try to pick one, at least one maybe that I've seen before. It's got nodes I've seen before, or ones I think, those champs might not be that difficult to fight, even if I don't have the nodes exactly right. Anyway, moving on. So this one, champ I fought with Warlock, Ebb and Flow Heavy. Again, protection. This seems to be a massive thing throughout. So just heavy him. You get that protection off. It lasts for, I think, 12 seconds. Let's see. When the attacker has more than a third of their max power, they gain a power gain passive, which raises their combat power rate by 100%. With this one, guys, just try to beat into them. Each blocked attack reduces that. Stage fright after the attacker uses a special attack, a 15-second timer started. Make sure you don't use specials within 15 seconds of one another. You're going to take a massive hit of direct damage. I think with this one, I was just trying to just heavy him, beat into him, and bait the special one. Yeah. And try to fire your specials off pretty quick as well. Let them build up. Like this node here, this red lining, if the attacker has more than 75% of their max power, they're immediately drained to 0 if you get hit by this. So that one wasn't too bad either. And then now we are on to the fun one, guys. 7-6. So 7-6. I think I'm going back into 5 again. Shoot. 7-6 wasn't too bad. The actual path itself wasn't bad. I took a path that was mediocre. Needed tech champions. So if you take this path, you want to bring tech champs. Where are we? Whenever a tech attacker removes their own armor buff or it expires or is removed in an armor break, they have a 30% chance to gain a fury buff, increasing attack rating by 50% for 8 seconds. This chance increases by 15% for every attacker armor buff that has been expired or been removed by an armor break since the start of the fight. So I brought Ultron. He worked really, really well. Ultron, Hulk Buster. Who else did I bring? Guardian. It wasn't too bad. This path wasn't bad at all. And it's not got ridiculously tough champs on it. There, shoot up this top bit, and then around to the main man himself, Kang. This fight, I'm not going to begin to be able to explain this in the best way possible. The way it works is you've got a couple nodes. I haven't got a screenshot of it at the minute. But there's a little nodes at the top of the screen when you're actually fighting Korg about this section. One on the left, one on the right. The one on the right, you will notice it's just a 0, 1, 2, or 3. So what you want to do is there's a timer on that, so it'll appear. The timer will start, and it'll say, let's say, for instance, it might appear 1, and the timer will start ticking down. So before that timer ticks down, you need to make sure you've got 1 bar of power. If you don't, it'll change again, and you make sure you get it again, or it'll just kill you. It'll kill you outright. Doesn't matter how much health you got, your guy will just KO. So once you get enough of those, if you've got the right amount of power and all that sort of stuff, it all lines up, the stars align and all this, you can actually start doing some damage, because otherwise you're not going to do any damage hardly whatsoever. I mean, I took Corvus just in case, I thought I might be able to beat it out of him with Corvus if I don't do it exactly right. My 6-star Corvus rank 2 was hitting at about 400 crits. So that does not work. You've got to try to make sure you play the game like they're wanting you to do. You can't just slog through it. So I found my MVP lately has been Venom. I found him to be really helpful. His bleeds were actually ticking still halfway decent. Even if, I hadn't got to the point where you actually ticked enough boxes to actually be able to start doing some damage. Because once you can start doing those, once you do enough of the little, I forget what they're called, the little tick box exercises, once you do enough of those things, make sure you got all your health on the right, or not your health, your power in the right times and all that sort of stuff. It will allow you to just start beating into him. He'll just stand there, similar to the Grandmaster. So he'll just stand there and let you just beat into him. He'll just be stunned. He'll be stunned for ages, and you can just beat. You'll probably be able to knock like 30% or something off him in one hit, one go. But yeah, like I said, I found Venom to be really helpful. But it's just going to be trial and error. I know I saw last night. I'm a big fan of KT1. I was watching some of his video last night, his run through, and he was saying that he was going to be getting a video up probably later on this morning, that would show, like a step-by-step guide on how to do that Kang fight. So I would definitely watch that. Don't take my word for it, because it's a tough one. It's not. I wouldn't say it's as tough and as a pain and fiddly as the Grandmaster fight is, but it's definitely a pain in the ass, in my opinion. Anyway, I don't like these fights. There's too much to have to think about. So it's up to you guys if you think it's a great fight or a pain. But anyway, guys, I got it all done. Best of luck to you. I hope you can get through this relatively unscathed and not have to use a load of units or items. But if you've enjoyed today's walkthrough, if it's been helpful, just hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you again. Take care.